Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Occupants, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. This is an article from CNN. I want to go into, I'm probably just gonna let the video play because let's read the title. It says group wielding white nationalist flags march along Boston's Freedom Trail on July 4th for weekend. All right. Just letting you know, civil war is still brewing. Tensions are still brewing. Division is still brewing. And that is a big sign that we are witnessing the end of this place, right? We are witnessing the end of this place. So it's just another bullet point that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is bringing the end of this current wicked kingdom. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Downtown. This is video posted on Twitter from Real Mac Report. It shows people holding flags bearing the symbol of the white nationalist group Patriot Front. They followed the path of the city's Freedom Trail. Like Boston Herald reports, there was at least one scuffle and cites the Boston Police Department as saying an African-American man was injured. A few weeks ago, police arrested 31 men near a Pride event in Idaho. Police say they were tied to the Patriot Front and were plotting to riot. I want to bring in Juliet Kayyem. She's a CNN national security analyst and a former assistant Homeland Security secretary. Juliet, what can you tell us about this group specifically?
And they're watching all these groups, all right? They're watching all these groups. They're even watching us. So if you're a part of a camp, right, a church that you go by the calling of Israelite, right, Hebrew Israelites, guess what? You're getting watched, man. All right? COINTELPRO, all those things are going on in these end times, man. Because Esau Edom is getting ready to do away with so-called rights and liberties. And everybody's going to be, guess what, an enemy of the state. All right. So let's keep going.
Yeah. So Patriot Front, like we learned when they got out of that U-Haul in Idaho, is a sort of subset or a knockoff of the more violent white supremacist groups that we're starting to hear of now in terms of January 6th, Proud Boys and others. That doesn't make them not dangerous. It's just that their real focus is on performative. Look at me, I'm going to wear this sort of khaki, preppy, geeky outfit, mask myself, and it's quite performative. They can be dangerous, but what they're doing is they are showing up in places where there will be a disruption, and they want us to note that disruption, even though they didn't do anything that any more than just 30 guys showing up in khaki pants. The reason why they're doing this, and we've had a problem with them in Boston before and other groups, it's twofold. One is the fights that we're having politically about where does this end, right? As America can become more radical or less radical, get played out in these groups as well. And so they're all trying to one up.
So like I said, this whole Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, this division is a steady building, man. And it's only going to intensify. And these elite groups are going to use this division, right, to their advantage. You're going to have agent provocateurs go out and do things and blame it on one group or the other to play both sides off against each other. All right. So as we get down to the nitty gritty, expect to see more and more drama. So let's go into the scriptures. This is going to be quick. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another and swords in their hands. And the modern day sword is going to be these guns, man. All right, these guns, these ammos are flying off the shelf, and they're going to be used. You're going to see a lot of civil war, especially right here in Mystery Babylon. All right, people going at each other, right? For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? In course of their actions shall stand in their power, meaning they're going to say to hell with this system and its rules, man. And that's what you're seeing the outward display of with these people marching like this. Now, this lady was a former head of the Homeland Security. She's trying to play it down. But you got these things going on everywhere. They got phones tapped. They're monitoring what you're putting on social media. They're monitoring what you upload to YouTube. They checking out all these things. All right. And they're going to make their move for the big draconian push real soon to really lock stuff down, man. All right. To really cut people off who is not finna go along with their beast system, because that's exactly what they're building, man. All right. And I want to do a video later on that. I was researching something on the Bank of International Settlements and their push for CBDCs, man, central bank digital currencies. All right. Which is a prelude to that Mark spoken about in the book of Revelation. All these things play together. All right. That's going to be an ultimate answer for people not having money, an ultimate answer for inflation, an ultimate answer for trying to bring people together. Right. It's going to be that mark. But let's keep going.
Up each other because we don't know if their better days are ahead or their better days are behind them. I'm of the school that their better days are behind them, and that what's happening now is you're seeing sort of the last gasp of organizations that can't get money and can't recruit easily. So that's why we're seeing this there. The other is just in light of what's happening in the legal.
And she's bullshit, man. The scriptures say what's going to happen is only going to intensify. The division is only going to become more and more apparent. All right. So no, their better days aren't behind them. They're gonna pick up recruits, man. People are tired and fed up with the direction that the so-called country is going in, right? On both sides of the so-called fence or argument, right? You had the Roe versus Wade. You got these women out here losing their minds, which are so-called considered liberals. All right. On the other side, you got people showing up at drag story times, right? People protesting the alphabet groups, all of these things on both sides of the coin. So it's going to get more and more polarized here in good old America, aka Mystery Babylon, in the coming months and the coming year. So you can understand, right? Just before this bitch collapse. Let's go.
Legal sphere, I would say the radicalization in blue states or showing up in blue states is a little bit of a taunt. I think it is aggressive behavior in areas like Boston that are liberal, but that are seeing what's going on around the world, around the country, and the sort of extreme conservatism that's taking over parts of the country. So that's what we're seeing right now in terms of domestic radicalization. But once again, I'm of this school that these are groups that do not have a way forward to grow. And that is, I think, the success of a number of efforts that we've seen legally. And I hope, sort of just Americans being sort of sick of it.
Yeah, and are apparently so proud of their cause that they can't show their faces. I do want to read
exactly.
a statement.
And they don't want to show their face because they know that the media, what side the media is on. The media is going to say that they're bad, this, that, and the other. And who gives a fuck? They all Edomites. But the point is, they understand that the banking system, the media system, the monopoly on that is run by a distinct group of people. And they all are going to side one way. But you got a lot of people in America that's recognizing that and realizing that there is no so-called freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And if you don't agree with the powers that be, you're going to be demonized. Those people will push back. And that's recorded within the scriptures. Let's keep going. Let's get the book of Luke, chapter 11 and 17. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And this was the Lord speaking to the Pharisees at the time. All right. It says every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. And you can apply this to anything. You can apply this to the kingdom of Edom right now, man. They're divided against themselves. You got one half want to go in one direction, and you got one half want to go in the other direction. And that's only going to intensify the speed and falling of their kingdom. Verse 18, if Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Because you say that I have cast out devils through Beelzebub, and they was trying to, convict the Lord, but they couldn't. All right. So when we get back into this, right, these so-called Edomite nationalists, that's a big part and a big group here in America. It's bigger than what you think. All right. Because the only people you show on TV is people that only so-called think one way when it comes to most of the news organizations, except for Fox. But really, that's a bigger part of the country than you think. All right. Let's finish it out.
That's from Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. Quote, the disgusting hate of white supremacists have no place here, especially when so many of our rights are under attack. We will not normalize intimidation by bigots. As we mark Boston's legacy as the cradle of liberty, we celebrate the continued fight to expand those liberties for all.
Right. So, a whole bunch of nonsense. Let's grab this real quick, and then we'll end this out. This is from Mediaite. It says, City of Orlando regrets impact of fireworks. Promo saying people probably don't want to celebrate USA and can't blame them. All right. The City of Orlando issued a statement Saturday after sending out a promotion for the city fireworks display, which claimed that people probably don't want to celebrate because America is full of hate, and adding, we can't blame them. The municipality city news email on Friday opened with a downer premise, an appeal to come out and see the fireworks for their own sake, despite there being nothing good to like about the U.S. And this is, like I said, man, people are upset with this place on both sides of the fence. This rhetoric is going to eventually turn to what? More violence, more chaos, more indifference. People saying, the hell with this. I'm going to take matters into my own hand. I'm going to do whatever I want. And you're just going to see that more and more as this place goes down the drain. The official email entire pitch was focused on the idea of not wanting to celebrate the U.S., which is what the backlash was focused on, despite the Orlando Sentinel explicitly downplaying it as merely being about mentioning division. And that's that word, division. All right. A lot of people probably don't want to celebrate our nation right now, and we can't blame them when there is so much division, hate, and unrest. Why on earth would you want to have a party celebrating any of it? The email began. So this is, people are fed up. And this letter is going to get a lot of backlash because people are telling the truth of how they really feel. The official release continues saying, in all seriousness, that fireworks are great fun anyway. Yes, America is in strife right now. It reads, but you know what? We already bought the fireworks. The inflation is at an all-time high. People are worried about their bills. They can't make ends meet. They're fed up. They're frustrated. They're stressed out. And the last thing they want to worry about is some damn fireworks, man. We're at the end of this bitch, man. All right. And hopefully it's sooner than later. But guess what? This place has to fall. We have to be persecuted. We have to have our names dragged through the mud. We have to be cut off from this system. All right. These things are and will happen because why? It's predicted and it's said in Bible prophecy. Right. It's the Lord's word and it will come to pass. So we have to expect that and get that ingrained in our mind. All right. And build up our faith in these times to be able to withstand that. You see, I think that might be it. Yeah, let's end this in Isaiah 19:14. It says, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. They have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So this place is definitely erring in every work. To have this put out in the city of Orlando, right, saying people don't want to celebrate the 4th, which is a major holiday in Mystery Babylon. It speaks volumes of the sentiment that the citizens have about the so-called country, man. This place is absolutely through. With that, I want to give all glory and praises and honors to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and shalom the next time.